Hey, it's Mike, and today I'd like to talk about Marathon Patent Group. It trades on the NASDAQ under symbol MARA. This stock was down a little over 1.5%, down to $30.15 after hours. It did move back up. You look over the 1 month chart. Marathon has been on an incredible ride, kind of like the other Bitcoin miners, where it started at 20, moved all the way up towards 50, and now it's back to 30. I actually think that this company now is pretty much over when it comes to its big fall, because what I like to do is I like to see a stock when it rises really high to retrace about 50% of their gains before it begins to stabilize and move forward. And I think that's what's going to happen with Marathon Patent Group. Another thing about Marathon Patent Group that you should know, and I actually think this is really good news, is that they're actually changing their name to Marathon Digital Holdings. I think little things like that will help the stock, because when people are not very sophisticated, if they're just coming into the sort of Bitcoin investing, and they begin to understand the concept of what a Bitcoin miner is, and then they see a company called Marathon Patent Group and they have Bitcoin mining machines, and it can be kind of confusing. So the fact that they've changed their name to Marathon Digital Holdings is actually a really good sign. Also, there was news that they shipped Bitmain shipped 4,000 miners to Marathon Patent Group, so that's good. They're expanding their mining operations. Also, another thing I like about Marathon Patent Group, I like to go out on Twitter and read a lot of Twitter feeds from a lot of Bitcoin advocates and stuff. And the CEO of Marathon Patent Group got into one of the replies, I think was maybe from Robert Breedlove, who's one of the top sort of Bitcoin guys on Twitter, and he mentioned that Marathon will never sell Bitcoin, that they are going to hold on to all of their Bitcoin. And I think that's also a good sign. So there's that big conviction, right, that as the price of Bitcoin goes up, the value of Marathon's holdings are going to go up. So I think that's going to really be a big positive. So, Marathon along with Riot are sort of the two big Bitcoin miners out there. I recommend you just hold both of them. It spreads out your risk a little more. And also, the one reason why you should definitely take a look at Bitcoin miners is that they move up more than the actual price of Bitcoin itself. They kind of do a 2x, almost like a 2x leverage. Now, you realize that you can leverage up with Bitcoin miners, and you could also leverage down. So when Bitcoin falls 1%, then these miners are going to fall 2%. It's kind of like the gold miners and silver miners. It's a leveraged play. So with that in mind, I do think the price of Bitcoin is probably going to go up to $100,000. It's going to end at $100,000 by the end of the year, and because of that, because I think the price of Bitcoin is going to double, I think the price of Marathon could quadruple and go up to 120 by the end of the year. It might even go even higher than that. I think the price of Bitcoin might go even higher than 100,000, but I think it'll settle down at the $100,000 level. So definitely check out Marathon Patent Group. It's one of the biggest Bitcoin miners out there, and I definitely think they have a very, very bright future. So once again, Marathon Patent Group trades on the NASDAQ under symbol MARA. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. I do multiple daily updates on stocks, options, and stock trading strategies. Thanks a lot. Bye.